51-year-old Pamela Ayat lives here in Dika village, Kochangako sub-county in Gulu district. On her shoulders, she carries the burden of being the head of the family. Fate placed her in this difficult position when her husband was abducted by the Lord Resistance Army rebels. He has never returned, and Pamela suspects he died in the bush. Her husband's elder brother, who had taken on the role of fending for his family, passed away a few years ago. At one point, she looked after 17 members of this household. The main source of livelihood is the customary land, which is now under pressure because the family members keep increasing. Pamela had hoped that she would be relieved of this responsibility after her children complete school and get decent jobs. But this probability now appears like a mirage. Her 3 daughters dropped out of school and were married off at an early age. Her lost-born, Mary Akera's marriage collapsed. She's now back at home with her mother. She dropped out of school in primary 5 after getting pregnant. She delivered when she was just 15 years old. After her failed marriage, Mary now has all her hopes in her mother.
If my mother passes on, my future will be doomed because even my grandmother is now very frail, and our only hope is in cultivation.
But she's also struggling to keep some of the grandchildren in school.
My daughter has returned home, but I'm also very weak and I still have so many other children to look after. She will have to fend for herself.
Ayat Pamela says that since she was a young girl, because she got married at 16, she has always struggled to look after the big numbers in her home. But even at 51, the situation has not improved.
For this particular family, we found 19 children who are out of school and they were not able to even pay for one in school. And our approach is to empower the community, to empower the family so that they can support a child.
In another homestead not far away lives a teenage couple. The girl's parents forced the boy to marry their daughter when he impregnated her. The girl is 15 and the boy is 17 years old. She's now 4 months pregnant. Sustaining this relationship has been tough, given that the couple has a small piece of land to cultivate.
We get food and other basic necessities by tilling other people's land.
Sometimes you find in the communities, sometimes these LCs are the ones presiding over the marriages. The priests are also supporting. And so we need to intensify this kind of awareness. But at the same time, we also need to strengthen the legal system and enforcement of the law.
Studies show that the northern region has some of the highest rates of teenage pregnancy and early marriages. The victims are left facing uncertain future.
Because when you are involved in a war, there's breakdown of those networks. And therefore the protection is not provided for and people do whatever they want.
In a bid to stem the tide, the UN Children's Fund, UNICEF and the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development are moving to create programs to encourage girls to stay in school and to raise awareness in such communities on the benefits of keeping girls in school, as well as the dangers of early pregnancy and child marriage.
It's also very critical for the girl to be empowered. We have seen girls who have been forced into these situations and they find themselves out and they pick up themselves and they go back to school and they still make it in life.
Irene Namyalo, NTV.